Hi, and welcome to my schizophrenia video blog. Last week I made a video and I was looking at it and I noticed that I did a lot of reading in the video, and that was a bit of a distraction. So I'm going to try to make some bulleted points and refer to them every now and then instead of straight up reading. This week I want to talk about my story of a peak experience that I had. I Googled. My understanding of a peak experience is it's something that happens. It's almost spiritual. Take a few hours. It could take a day or two. It's where all your thoughts come together, and you feel at one with everything. So I Googled peak experience, and I found in Wikipedia that Abraham Maslow wrote a book called Religions, Values, and Peak Experiences, and I did look at that book online. It's a real book, and he pretty much, well, according to his explanation of a peak experience, it's pretty much the same as how I understood it. It's like a spiritual journey within your own mind over a certain period of time. So this happened back in 2006 or 2007. I was working at a motel, and I was not on medication or diagnosed at all, and so my mind was going everywhere all at once. And one night this guy came in, and he kind of looked like a biker, like a motorcycle biker, but sneakier. And we did get a lot of drugs in this motel, but I made an assumption when I saw him. I said, "Oh, he's here selling LSD to the guests." Of course, that wasn't true, but I kind of kept that in the back of my mind. And at the end of my shift, which was third shift, I went back to my room and I fell asleep. And then I woke up. I sat in my chair, and I started staring at this painting on a wall. It's a woman holding a bouquet of flowers, and I was thinking, she looked different. She didn't look like the average person. She looked so beautiful. And I thought, she's somebody special. I thought, well, maybe she works for the CIA. And then I started staring at the bouquet of flowers, and it kind of, in a way, it sort of also looked like an alien. So I said, oh, yeah, she's definitely a CIA agent. And she's holding an alien, which is sort of looks like a bouquet of flowers. And I had delusions about the CIA. I assume they're good people, whatever. So I was staring at that picture for a while. I cracked open a beer, and I was just relaxing a little bit. And then I noticed there was a watermark in the corner of the room that had lifted some of the wallpaper off of the wall. And so I thought, Mark being like a mark, like a con. And I thought, the water signified this city or this town near me called Waterbury. And so I thought, there's a mark in Waterbury, so some kind of criminal thing to kind of figure out. At the time, it made a lot of sense to me, but, obviously it's a little bit delusional. So then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I was listening to some music, and I dumped a beer on the floor. And it made kind of a thought balloon, when cartoons speak to each other, they put those balloons up. And then I turned to my right, and I saw this, what did I call it? This spackled image. It was spackled, like, above the surface on the wall. They kind of looked like a man with a flaming hat, kind of like the guys from Devo, that song "Whip It" from that video. At that time, I was listening to a CD by Sting. It had "Fields of Gold" on it, and it had this song called "Russians." And I started thinking, okay, this spackled image is connected to this thought balloon. I should listen to what he's telling me. And then the voices kind of took off within my head, and it just seemed I had all this like angst from childhood where when I was in the seventh grade, we were reading these weekly readers in social studies, and they said the thing most kids worried about of kids my age was having a nuclear war with Russia, and I kind of felt a little pent up frustration or aggravation from that. And then this man on the wall started telling me this story about how we're really good people and we like everybody. And then I looked forward into my dresser, and the drawers were all made of wood, and how wood sometimes get those circles that show the age of the tree. And I looked at it and I said, wow, it looks like a solar system. And then all of a sudden I had this idea, like maybe we could use a nuclear bomb to create a solar system. And so I started getting into that, and then I saw a string on the floor, and I'm like, wow, this must be what string theory is. And it took, it was a number of hours that I had this peak experience. It really lasted a couple days, and that's about it. I felt like at peace with everything.